How are ninjas trained?
How are ninjas trained? Oh, well, Matt and I here are American ninjas. A lot of people don't know that. We don't talk about it. Really? I mean, he's lost a couple of pounds since the TV show, but really, I gained them all. It's awesome. All right. Ninjas, Matt, when you were a young man, about 24,
right?
You were in Japan, weren't you? Hiding from the Italian mob.
I was over there on a scholarship.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're telling people.
Yeah, I was over there, and I'm not, in an attempt to answer your question, and I want to be honest too.
But we also don't want to have to kill you.
But I want to construct some honesty here, because I want to let you know right now, this may not be like an answer in toto to your question. It's not like I sat in at the Shaolin Temple. But what I did do was I had a bus tour.
Yeah. At the ninja factory in Japan. Because they're robot ninjas now.
All this baloney, and it's Western baloney.
Yeah.
Okay? That you see in the movies, and it's a mystical experience on the top of a mountain, shrouded in cumulonimbus, and a stork comes, and a dude with a beard balances on the eye of an
Every
eagle.
time a bell rings, a ninja gets his katana.
That's not how it happens.
No.
That's not how. There's a factory.
Yeah.
It was owned by the Sony company, and of course they started making toasters. And when that got outmoded, they said, well, the best thing for you, instead of shutting this down, is let's produce some world-class ass kickers. We've already got the assembly line set up, and so what they did was they took a select few, and these were guys that, they weren't your average fighters. They weren't allowed into the Japanese Expeditionary Force, the one that did away with Manchuria in the 30s. These were dudes, most of them were strung out on
opium.
Peyote.
Peyopium.
That old Eastern mix. What they did was they took them and they sent them on down the line, and they outfitted them with a serum.
Yeah, a super ninja serum.
Injected via hydrostatic needles. Sure, at one time they were used to, grease the toaster parts. But then they just created super fighters.
You can go on that bus tour though, and what's cool is after you tour the factory, is at the end of it they let you get punched by a ninja. So it's kind of like going to the Coors factory, except you don't have to go to Golden. You can just go to Tokyo and go through the entire assembly line. And you at the end of it, there's like a ninja there, and they'll punch you, and you can see the whole thing, like from learning how to disappear with an eggshell full of pepper, and learning how to put on those claws and effectively climb rice paper.
They have a sweet souvenir shop at the end of the whole deal.
Yeah.
The bus pulls into this kind of rickety brick pavilion, and there's some. They look like cedar trees to me.
Yeah.
But they were curved and weird, like arms, and then kind of a flat.
Yeah.
That's not what they were.
No.
They were cedar. Did you go to Japan on the tour? I didn't see you on the bus.
No. I think that isn't anger in their eyes. I think that's interest.
Well, they're talking over I'm trying to explain to them how it happened down at the pavilion. There's a kiosk of souvenirs. You can get one of the throwing stars. You can get a pirate, like a state fair sword, except it's a ninja. It's curved more.
Yeah.
And you can get one of the. And there's DVD copies of. They show a film on the bus. The Ballad of the Lonesome
Ninja. bars? Why don't you sing a few bars of the Ballad of the Lonesome? Normally this is all set to banjo music, which is, oddly enough, very Japanese.
And while I'm doing this, I'm going to be approximating the sounds of a traditional koto with my mouth. Monty will be doing it's kind of a continuous, something he calls humagomi.
Yeah. The ancient art of fat guy folding.
Yeah. By the end of the song, he will have attained the position of the fetal swan. This is the Ballad of the Lonesome Ninja. Ding dong lang. Ding dong lang.
The wind blows through our twisted cedars. It is lonely here, blue jeans. If you ain't drifting, you ain't racing. Drifting. Gosh, I find American anime fans sexy. That's just for me. Hane Sakatore Shindondai. Fetal swan.